Hello and welcome to Datacloud 2015 here in Monaco. My name is Stephen Pritchard and our guests now are Matt Miszewski and Bill Stein from Digital Realty Trust. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Stephen.
Just tell us a little bit about your business, Digital Realty Trust, because you are a specialist provider of data center infrastructure, but you're mostly concerned on the construction and operation of the actual physical buildings. How does that work?
We provide data center solutions to most of the global companies on the planet. We've got 130 properties throughout the world, 32 markets, about 22 million square feet of raised floor environment that we manage for our customers throughout the world. And so we provide services from the beginning to the end of that life cycle, from dirt to building the data centers themselves, to building the actual buildings, and to deploying the mechanical, electrical, and power equipment up to the raised floor so our customers can innovate on top of the raised floor.
So there's been a constant trend over the last few years for businesses to outsource the manufacture, the construction, the operation of data center facilities to specialist third parties such as yourselves. What lies behind that trend?
The economics of providing your own services really is the underlying driver behind that particular trend. And we've seen it increase in the United States, and through most of Europe. We're seeing it in Asia Pacific as well. And the economics of owning and operating your own facilities just becomes relatively oppressive from both a capital expenditure point of view as well as an operational expense point of view. So when our customers realize that, they come to us to figure out if there's a better solution to help them optimize their capital spend to be focused on their core strategy as opposed to providing facilities, which is what our core strategy is.
So basically they leverage our scale, they can leverage our ability to access the supply chain, and they can leverage our cost of capital and our expertise.
And over the period running into the financial crisis, in fact, you did pick up some data center sites which were being disposed of by banks and other institutions because they no longer required them. But are those institutions now going back to in-house data centers, or are they staying with the model of using companies such as yours?
No, they're definitely staying with the model, even more so, and they're outsourcing some to the cloud as well.
Yeah, the combination of 2008 financial activity and then the follow-on financial activity was actually a 1-2 punch to continue the outsourcing trend. So they started that. We had some distressed assets that we were lucky enough to pick up during the first crisis that the economies went through, and then as the second crisis started, we were able to take advantage of the increase in that participation as well.
There have also been some interesting trends within the geographical spread of data centers. And although many financial institutions and other organizations involved in highly critical transactional based work on their IT side need still proximity to their operations, we have seen some other companies decide that they want to be based in quite novel locations, whether that's on the northwest seaboard of the United States or places such as Iceland or the more remote corners of the United Kingdom. Where do you think that's going to take the industry?
Well, it'll take it in interesting new places. You're right, that proximity was incredibly important for a great deal of time. Proximity to network nodes in particular, decreasing the latency for round trip bits to go around. That has changed a little bit. It's a natural maturation of the industry to look at, instead of every workload being the same, workloads being located in the right place for the right value. That's really where we see our key. So we still have great installations in those tier 1 cities, and now we've got some great installations that are proximate to that is close enough for a lot of those workloads. You're never going to see high frequency trading be proximate, but you're going to see a lot of other banking workloads that will be located proximate to that network node.
What's the appeal of locating further away? Is it simply cheap power?
Cheap power is one of them. Talent pool in terms of operating the above the raised floor environment sometimes is a little more rich in some of those other facilities, as well as a little bit less expensive than central business districts throughout the world.
Do you think that the technology is going to continue to allow data centers to be located further away? And how would that affect your thinking in terms of how you segment the market? So you have certain types of transactions which are best hosted close to the operations of the business. So bank trading would be an example there. Versus, for example, areas where it's less important. So longer term archiving of media files, which is very important to social media companies on the other hand.
You're going to continue to see an evolution of those needs that's going to spread out in different areas. So again, those things that need to be proximate are going to continue to be proximate. Social media companies that want to locate file storage offsite is a great example of where it's good enough. Now we saw this in the IT industry with regard to storage, and it's become pretty advanced. For a long time, we thought of storage as one type of storage in one place at one cost, and people realized that they had different needs to get at storage, and they were willing to pay different prices. That stratification is now complete in the storage industry. Now you're starting to see it in the data center industry as well. So you're going to see folks have to locate further away. I think the technology is going to allow us to do that.
Another driver, though, is regulation.
Sure.
There's regulation around data privacy and security, of course, but there's also increasingly complex environmental legislation, and data centers are by no means exempt from that. How do you tackle that as someone in the industry, and how does that play out for your CIO customers?
We're very focused on sustainability. You know, that's one of our key initiatives. It's run by our general counsel. We just hired a very talented head of sustainability from another REIT in town, and I think we're making tremendous progress there.
I think it's important for us. It's a key natural differentiator for us. We've got experts in sustainability from a data center perspective. We push PUE, power usage efficiency, to a high degree because our clients are coming to us and asking for that. I certainly don't want to suggest that regulation is something that everyone likes to see happen, but it really levels the playing field for us. We're doing it because it's important for our end clients. We think the rest of the industry has an obligation there as well.
And you can take some of that pain away from businesses that actually want to concentrate on running their business, running their IT.
Absolutely, and it's easier for us. I mean, it's our focus. Our focus is in running the most efficient data center possible. It benefits us, but it also directly benefits our clients.
Bill Stein, Matt Miszewski, thank you very much.
Thank you.